Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi. This is a solution of paper 1 pure mathematics Cambridge. Code 9709. October, November 2021. Question number 1. Solve the equation 2 cosine theta equals 7 minus 3 over cosine theta for theta lies between negative 90 and 90. For this equation, I have a trigonometric equation including cosine function. Simply, you can just multiply by cosine. Okay? Yes? السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. ده حل بيبر 1 بيبر 1 pure mathematics. الكود بتاعها 9709 أكتوبر نوفمبر 2021. تابع معايا ازاي نحل الأسئلة دي بطريقة سهلة. Question number 1. Solve the equation 2 cosine theta equals 7 minus 3 over cosine theta for theta lies between negative 90 and 90. في البداية أول step عندي I try to remove this cosine theta by multiplying 2 cosine theta equals 7 minus 3 over cosine theta. When I take the whole equation multiplied by cosine theta, I get 2 cosine or negative 2 theta is equal to 7 cosine theta minus 3. And after arranging this equation, I get 2 cosine squared theta minus 7 cosine theta plus 3 is equal to 0. Just I move these two terms in the left-hand side. I have a quadratic equation. Just factorize 2 cosine theta into cosine theta. And 3, you can factor it as 1 times 3. The middle term to be negative 1, I have to make it negative 1 times negative 3. The middle term now is negative cosine theta and negative 6 cosine theta. The sum is negative 7 cosine theta. So this factorization is correct. So either 2 cosine theta is equal to 1 or cosine theta is equal to 3. This is of course rejected because the cosine theta maximum to be 1. Here cosine theta is half and theta equals cosine inverse of half. By using calculator, you'll get 60 degrees. But the domain of theta here lies between negative 90 and 90. You know, negative 90 here lies negative 90 here, this place, and this is the 90 up. From negative 90, this is 0 degrees. This is main quadrant 180 here. From negative 90 to 90 means the angle theta lies either in the first quadrant or fourth quadrant. So you just write the other option. Theta here is negative 60. You can write it because, you know, the cosine value here, I find it half. Half means a positive value. And you know that cosine function is positive in the first and fourth quadrant. Okay, so you have two values, theta 60 and negative 60 for the value of theta. Next question. The graph of y equals f of x is transformed to the graph of f of 2x minus 3. Describe fully the two single transformations that have been combined to get a resulting function. When the x is multiplied by 2, this is really stretch in x direction with with scale factor of half. Then this -3 outside means then translation in y direction, yes, with vector 0, -3. This is the answer. Okay. The point 5 and 6 lies on the transformation curve y equals. So if the point y equals 2x minus 3, okay, and the point on it is 5 and 6, okay, still the point the corresponding, I want the point in the function y equals f of x. From this function to this function, the x multiplied by 2, so divided by 2. The x is divided by 2. And the y will be subtracted by 3. We do the opposite now. The x here, you just multiplied by 2. So 5 times 2 will be 10. And the y, instead of subtracting 3, will be increased by 3. So 6 plus 3 is 9. So the point, original point here is 10 and 9. Okay? This is answer. The function f is defined as follows: f of x equal to x plus 3 over x minus 1 for x bigger than 1. Find the value of f of 5. First of all, find f of 5, first one, by writing 5 plus 3 over 5 minus 1. You get 8 over 4, which is 2. And after that, find f of 2. You get 2 plus 3 over 2 minus 1. 5 over 1 is equal to 5. So f of 5 is equal to 5. Okay? Find an expression for the f inverse of the function. The function, as you see here, the original function y equals x plus 3 over x minus 1. And here the domain is x bigger than 1. I'd like to find the f inverse of x. First of all, you switch x and y together. So just write y plus 3 over y minus 1 is equal to x. And after that, solve this equation or solve this, consider formula with respect to y. So by cross multiplication, I have y plus 3 times 1 here is the same x times y minus 1, which is xy minus x. Okay, y plus 3. And after that, I can collect y in one side. Okay, so I just write xy here minus y is equal to here x plus 3. So by getting y common factor, you have x minus 1 on this side, and here x plus 3. Okay, this x, I just move negative x here with the 3. So the y as a subject is x plus 3 over x minus 1. Just y, this just a dummy variable, you can write it just f inverse of x is x plus 3 over x minus 1, and this is the inverse function, f inverse of x. Next question is a curve is such that dy by dx equal 8 over 3x plus 2 all squared. The curve passes through the point 2 and 5 and 2/3. Find the equation of the curve. I have the derivative. I just rewrite it, dy by dx. I'm sorry. I just rewrite it in this form, a times 3x plus 2 over negative 2. I just bring this bracket up here. And after that, the function is the curve y equal integral of the first derivative. Yes, the integral of a into 3x plus 2 to the power of negative 2 dx. When you integrate, just keep it outside. To integrate this 3x plus 2 power negative 2, just simply just write 1/3, the coefficient of the derivative of 3x into 3x plus 2, just add 1 to this, negative 2 will be negative 1 over negative 1 plus c. This is a y. Rewrite this in a better way. I have the point, don't forget, the curve passed through the point 2 and 5 and 2/3. Okay, this is a point lies on the curve, belongs to the C, the curve. I can rewrite this one as a negative 8 over 3 into 3x plus 2, okay, plus c. Now substitute with this point here, instead of x2 and y, 5 and 2/3. So negative 8 over 3 into 2 times 3 is 6 plus 2, okay, plus c. This answer must be 5 and 2/3, okay? You can cancel 8 and 8. So I have negative 1/3 plus c is equal to 5 and 2/3, implies c equals 5 and 2/3 plus 1/3 gives you 6. So see now the constant of integration is 6. If you bring it back in this step, so the function y as a function of x is equal to negative 8 over 3 into 3x plus 2 plus 6. And this is the equation of the curve. Okay, next question, number 5. The first, third, and fifth term of an arithmetic progression is 2. This is 2 cosine x, the first term, and second term, I don't know, no problem. And the third, negative 6 radical 3 sine x. And the fourth term, I don't know. Fifth term is 10 cosine x, respectively. And x lies between negative half and negative pi, half pi and pi. It means x is obtuse angle. X is an obtuse angle. So the sign is positive and the cosine is negative. Now, the question is, find the value of x. Find the value, find the exact value of x. To find the exact value of x here, I have the first term, a third term, and fifth term. In the arithmetic sequence or progression, this is the median. This term, negative 6 radical 3 sine x, is the median of this term and this term. I want to say that the sum of the first term, term number 1 plus term number 5 over 2 will be term number 3, the average sum. So I have 2 cosine x plus 10 cosine x over 2 will be exactly negative 6 radical 3 sine x. Okay? 2 plus 10 is 12 over 2, 6. 6 cosine x equals negative 6 radical 3 sine x. And if I divide by negative 6 radical 3, negative 6 radical 3 each side, and the cosine also, I divide by cosine, also cosine x here to remove it. Now the equation is, I have, this is cancelled, sine x over cosine x is 10x equals, to simplify this one, you have cosine and cosine is cancelled out. I have negative 1 over radical 3. So I just take x equals 10 inverse of absolute value of negative 1 over radical 3. And then, of course, 10 here is negative because this angle in the second quadrant, it's obtuse angle. So the x here is simply pi minus 10 inverse of this. This is really pi over 6, 10 inverse of absolute value of negative 1/3. I take absolute value of negative 1/3 to get the measure of the reference angle. And after that, I put this reference angle in the second quadrant. So the answer is 5 pi over 6. Okay. So this is the value of x. The x is 5 pi over 6, and really this angle lies in the first quadrant. Let me check this answer by calculator. Shift tan 1 over radical 3 gives you, yeah, 1 over 6 pi. So this is the value of x. Find the exact value of x. This is the exact value of x. So the x is 150 degrees or 5 pi over 6 in radian. Hence, find the exact sum of the first 25 terms of the progression. After knowing x is 5 pi over 6, you just go and write the terms here. So by substitution now in the sequence 2 cosine x, you will get negative radical 3, negative radical 3. The second term, no problem, I don't know. The third term will be negative 3 radical 3. Only substitute. Fourth term, I don't know. This is negative 5 radical 3. So by logic, you can continue writing here negative 2 radical 3, negative 4 radical 3 here, and negative 5 radical 3. I mean, the first term of this sequence is negative radical 3, and the common difference is also negative radical 3 by just subtracting first term from second term, like this. So I want to find sum of first 25 terms. So just write S25 is 25 over 2 into 2a, 2 into negative radical 3, plus 25 minus 124 times the d negative radical 3. So I have here negative 2 and negative 24, negative 26 radical 3. This is value multiplied by 25 over 2. Simplified divided by 2 and divided by 2, negative 13. Just multiply 25 by negative 13. We'll get the answer. 25 times negative 13 gives you a negative 325 radical 3. That's very easy. Just keep the answer in search. It's better because it's the exact value. Question number 6 here. Second term of geometric progression is 54, and sum to infinity to the progression is 243. The common ratio is greater than half. The second term, you know that geometric progression in the form of first term of a, and second term is AR, and after that AR squared and AR cubed, and so on until the nth term AR to the n minus 1. So as the second term here is 54, it means AR is 54, and sum to infinity, which is a over 1 minus r, is 243. The question now, find the ratio, find the common ratio. I want to find r, so just remove a from, just a can multiply by r up and down here. I can do this equation multiplied by r to get ar over r minus r squared is equal to 243. And after that, instead of AR now, I can put 54 here. This equation implies 54 over R minus R squared is equal to 243. Across multiplication, I have 54 is equal to just product of mean equal product of extremes. I have multiply 243 times R minus R squared. So 243r minus 243r squared. Arrange this equation to get 243r squared minus 243r plus 54, okay, is equal to 0. I can simplify this equation or solve it by quadratic formula to get the 243 divided by 54, no, 54 is 9. So this is 27. It's divisible by 9. Simplified now, divisible by 9. Even divisible by 27, no problem. If I divide by 27, I get 243 divided by 27 is 9. So divided by 27 all. To simplify, I get 9r squared minus 9r plus and 54 divided by 27. I get 2 is equal to 0. And factorization, you get the answer. The 9r squared, 3r times 3r. And the 2, just the 2 times 1. Okay. I multiply 2 anywhere. So 2 is what? I'm on middle term to be negative 9. I have now, yeah, negative 6r and negative 3r. Now the r is, yeah, I have a condition over the value of r, the common ratio greater than half. So I get here 1/3 from this. The r here is 1/3, which is less than half. This is rejected now. And the r here is 2/3, which is bigger than 1/3. It's okay. Bigger than 1/2, sorry. It's bigger than 1/2. It's okay. So the r is equal to 2/3. After knowing the r, you can get back to find the first term a if required. Yeah. So the r is 2/3. Simply r equals 2/3. Okay. Find the exact value. There's, yeah, and after that, common ratio. Find the 10th term, giving your answer in the exact form. I can get back in the r now is 2/3. So a into 2/3 is equal to 54. So the a is 54 times 3/2, and 54 times 3/2 gives you 81. The first term is 81. So now I have the first term 81 and r. The first term a is 81, and the r is 2/3. So the sum. I have the sum. No, I want to. Sorry, I want to find the 10th term. So the 10th term, not the sum. The term number 10 is ar power 9. The a is 81 times 2/3 to the power of 9. You get times a bracket, the fraction 2/3. Okay, to the power of 9. Answer is 512 over 243. That's it. Next question, just talking. I leave you this question to be solved. And write in comments any difficulty you can face. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Goodbye. Salam.